Hello everyone, welcome to the Right Handbag. If you're new here, my name's Melissa and my channel is dedicated to helping you find the right handbag and avoid a buying mistake. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate all of you. I cannot thank you enough for your support, and I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here. So today, as you can see, I have a lot of bags here, and you can see from the title, it's the Speedy versus the Keepall. Which is best? Which is right? What is the right size? I have a lot of people say, should I do the Keepall? I like the Speedy. I don't know, but I'm going to break down what I can for you and hold up these different sizes, and I don't have them all. I'm going to stop at the size 30 because I figure that's as big as a typical person would carry as a handbag. But I'm going to break down prices, sizes, everything you need to know. So let's just get started. The first thing I want to do is just start holding up sizes for you to look at. This is the Nano Speedy. This is the Speedy 18. Okay. So here's some differences there. The next size up, this should actually be here. Okay. Blooper reel. Next size up from the Speedy 18 would be the Keepall XS. Okay, see this right here. And then after that would be the Speedy 20. As you can see, the differences with these, which we're going to go over in detail. And here is the Speedy 20 versus the Keepall 25. Okay, here's some differences there. Then we have the Speedy 25 versus the Keepall 25, right? Let's look like that. And then we have the Speedy 30 versus the 25. Now, I am actually going to stand on a little stool behind me and try these on for you guys and show you the differences between them, okay? So that you can see. For reference, I am 5'4", size small to extra small. So if that helps you at all with, trying to figure out how these fit, we're going to go over all of this with you. So let's start with what my subscribers know is my favorite bag. And that right now is the Nano Speedy. This is the multicolor version that came out in 2025. This is a great size bag. A lot of people say this bag is too small. It is not for me. I do not carry a lot. So this bag is 6.3 inches in length, 3.9 inches in height, and 3 inches in width. It comes with a great crossbody strap. The regular canvas version starts at $1,920. They go up from there. There's leather versions. There's special editions. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that the new denim version that's coming out is $2,750. So they can go up in price. Now, in regard to the pre-loved market, these don't tend to lose value unless they have damage. So the pre-loved market is great for finding a limited edition that you can no longer buy at Louis Vuitton, but you're not going to save a lot of money there. In fact, you'll probably spend more. So if you see a limited edition Nano Speedy come out, the Louis Vuitton price is going to be the cheapest you'll probably ever get it, because there's a lot of Nano Speedies I want, and they're anywhere from $800 to $2,000 more than what they sold for originally. So that's something to keep in mind. This is how, let's move some of this out of your way. So I got a lot going on here. This is how I wear it. It fits very nice on me. It's simple. It's as big as I need. I wear it a lot. Doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, but it holds my phone, my glasses, my wallet, my key fob, makeup. I can even fit an inhaler in here if I have to. Is it easy to get it all out? No, not necessarily, but it depends on how much you're stuffing in there. Okay, so let's move on to the next size up, which would be, I'll just move this out of the way. This is the Speedy 18. I think this size is freaking fantastic. I think Louis Vuitton should make more of it. The size of this is 7.1 inches in length, 4.7 inches in height, and 3.9 inches in width. I think this is the right size to hold a lot of things for you without it feeling too bulky on your side. These are typically limited edition. You can't just go out and get or walk into the store and get it in canvas. It doesn't work that way. They're limited edition, like this one is the sequined. So currently on the website, there are two. One's $2,810 USD and the other is $3,575. There are a lot of them on the pre-loved market in the special editions. You're going to pay a little more to get them, but they are a great size. It comes with, again, a crossbody strap. Let me show you this real quick. The zipper goes down the side, which is nice. I don't know if you noticed with the Nano Speedy, it does not go down the side. It just goes to there. So it gives you a little more room to open this bag up and put a lot of items in it. It's big enough that if my husband's like, hey, can you throw my sunglasses in there? I can. I can put my sunglasses, his sunglasses, my wallet, my phone, some extra stuff. It's big enough to hold quite a bit. Let me get on a stool for you. This is basically how it looks. Great size. I would love to have more of these. I really would. They're just fantastic. So Speedy 18, great size. There is one of these available for sale. If you like the sequin, I'll link it down below. All right, the next size up is the Keepall XS. So let's just kind of look at this, okay, one more time. This is a limited edition. They no longer make, from what I understand, the Keepall XS size. There are some out on the pre-loved market, and the monogram Eclipse, and the watercolor, and a couple of others. So you can look for them. You're going to pay for them, though. The size on this is 8.5 inches in length, 5 inches in height, and 3.5 inches in width. I think that this bag holds a lot. Yes, the zipper doesn't go down the side, but you can still get a lot in there. Yeah, I'm trying to see how I can show you how much longer. It's definitely longer. However, there's something I want you to see, and let's just use the Nano Speedy to show it. Here are the handles on the Nano Speedy. No problem for me to put my hand in here and take it out, okay? But let's just compare that to the men's handles. I don't know if you can see the sizes. Okay, whoop, I'm not doing this very well. The men's are not very big on the Keepall XS. I can fit my hand through this carefully. I do not, because on this one in particular, I do not want to mess up the color here with my rings. So I don't do it. I just hold it like this. But the other thing to know is that the men's hardware is, the D-rings are heavier and chunkier. The hardware on all of the men's straps are bigger and chunkier, and they have this little shoulder thing to give the men comfort, I guess. Where is ours, ladies? That's what I want to know. But this is how this looks. Okay. On the side, I like it, the slender silhouette. It's very much like the Nano Speedy. It doesn't feel like it's sticking out on me, and I really, really like that a lot. So this is how this looks. This particular strap is very, very soft and smushy. I have been told it is just this particular bag that has that. I'm going to show you that another Keepall is not as much like that. So this is the Keepall XS. Great size. Love it, love it, love it. So let's go up to the next bag. The next bag in size would be the Speedy 20. Okay, so the Speedy 20 is 8.1 inches in length versus the 8.5 of the Keepall, but it is taller at 5.3 inches, and it is much wider at 4.7 inches wide. This bag will hold a ton. A ton. If you look here, it doesn't look that big on me, okay? You can hold it like this. This is the Spring in the City edition. I like the Speedy 20. It's great. It doesn't have to be heavy, but if you put a lot of stuff in it, it will get heavy, but it's not. It's not an overall heavy bag. However, it's a little more structured here. So if you can think back to how the Keepall looked, a little more slender. This is a little bit bigger, okay? I don't think it's a problem at all. But depending on where you put the crossbody on your leg or your hip, if it's at the wrong spot, it will bounce as you walk with your hip. So that's something to keep in mind. But overall, great bag, great size. I have 3 of them. So if that tells you anything of how much I think this is a great size, this is fantastic. So let's talk about pricing. The canvas, now it is March 2026. We will have price increases this year coming from Louis Vuitton, even though I really think they should not. The canvas version currently is $2,260 USD. There are ranges of these bags from canvas to leather to special editions. So and there's a trunk as well. So the prices for just regular bags from canvas all the way up to the trunk versions and the limited editions are from $2,260 to $3,800. However, now there's P9s. Okay, so the P9s start at $9,150 and go all the way up to $12,600 for a P9 Speedy 20. Okay. All right. Now let's compare this to the Keepall 25. Obviously, the Keepall 25 is longer. They're about the same size, it seems here, but we'll go over that. And there's the width. So the Keepall 25 is actually 9.8 inches in length versus 8.1, but it's taller at 5.9 versus 5.3. It is not as wide at 4.3 versus 4.7. This is a really, really good bag. I'm trying to find places to put all this. So it is the men's line. So let's go over what is different, because it's a little bit different than this one. And I want you to see this. You have these strips right here on the Keepall XS, but you see how it's not very thick there? Compared to the 25, this is a much thicker leather band, okay? It's much more structured. This is not going to squish for you. This is what you're getting. A very structured bag. Now the handles are far easier to, I just scratched it with my reel, that's not a problem, to get your hands in and out than the Keepall XS. The hardware, this has more of an antique, but it is heavy, as are the D-rings on the end. Look at the little dog right there. So this is the Tyler, the Creator collaboration with Louis Vuitton. It's called the Craggy. So let me talk about this real quick. Every year, Louis Vuitton drops a lot of Keepall 25s. Some of them are utterly amazing. There's 3 on the pre-love market I regret not buying, heavily regret not buying. So if you see one that you like, get it. Because what happens is you get it for the great Louis Vuitton price, kind of like the Nano Speedy. That's probably as cheap as you're going to get it, because once it's sold out, the price goes way, 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 way up. Okay, so this does come with a luggage tag. Typically, the Keepalls come with a luggage tag of some kind. And remember when I said there was a difference in this strap versus the Keepall XS? As you can see, this is much thicker. It's bendy, but I mean, it's not soft. And here is the hardware. I'm going to just kind of show you the difference with this strap. This is the men's versus the women's. It's thicker, it's heavier, it's very strong. And again, they get this little shoulder thing because the men, you know, it's hard on their shoulders to carry the bag, I guess. This is a great strap. This treated Vachetta to use with my vintage bags, so I really like it. I highly recommend it. And for any men getting offended, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying. It just seems odd with all the things women need to carry that they don't get this. So anyway, this is how it fits on the side. As you can see, it's a little more bulky, kind of like the Speedy 20. Where this is on my hip currently, it's going to bounce. So I would need to adjust this a little bit. But if you're looking for something that's going to hold a lot and you think the Speedy 25 might be too big, this is a great alternative. It has a little pocket in here. You can get organizers to go in here and protect it, and a fantastic bag. So I'm going to take this strap off of here so we can hold this up to the Speedy 25 and you all can see the differences real quick. Okay, so this is the Keepall 25 and this is the Speedy 25. Okay, so you can see one's way taller than the other, one's way wider than the other, right? I mean, it's just an overall bigger bag. Now let's talk about my version of the Speedy 25 versus the regular version. This is called the LV Bliss. It is a very squishy bag, but it is not considered a soft Speedy because it doesn't have a leather interior. Is it soft? Absolutely. Is it great? Yes, but it's not technically a soft Speedy, so I've been told. It comes with this big chain, which is nice. It does add weight to it. This particular Speedy is not as tall as the regular canvas Speedy. I don't know why. And then from what I understand, the P9 is actually bigger than the typical Speedy 25. So there's some things to keep in mind depending on which you choose. But the typical Speedy 25 is 9.8 inches in length, which is the same as the Keepall 25. Okay, but the typical Speedy 25 is 7.5 inches in height and 5.9 inches in width. So it's going to hold a lot more. The handles are going to be very big for you to, I've got stuff all over, to put on your arm. You can hold it like this. It's a great bag. It holds everything in the world. It does not open down the side on this particular bag. The Empreinte leather versions, they do open down the side a little bit. So if you need that opening, look for the Empreinte leather. The prices, let's talk about them. The canvas version of the Speedy 25 starts at $1,940. And remember what I said about the Speedy 20, it starts at $2,260. So you pay more for a smaller bag. Still don't get it, but hey, whatever. So it starts at $1,940. And then, as with everything, there's a range because there's limited editions, there's leather versions, there's the trunk version. So currently on the website, I saw $1,940 to $3,650 was the difference in prices for the Speedy 25 until you get to the P9. That starts at $9,800 and goes up to $13,300 unless you start going into exotics. There's an ostrich for $23,000. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, typically the Speedy 25 comes with a crossbody strap. This one came with this rolled strap, which I'm going to show you. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not a fan. Now, some women are like, it's the best strap that ever happened. And other women hate it. So it all depends. Okay. So this is the shoulder strap that it comes with. As you can see, this one squishes up. The canvas also squishes up, by the way. But, you know, it squishes up and it can be as small or as big as you need it to, depending on how much you put in here. Now, I do not use this strap. It doesn't feel good on my shoulder. It doesn't stay on my shoulder. I have talked to my friend Ternisha about how to soften it up. She's had hers a lot longer. She said it's never softened up. So it's up to you. This is the one that when I carry this bag, I keep this strap in the bag. So if I get tired of holding it, I can throw it on crossbody, but I could also do a leather version of this if I wanted. And here's how it looks this way. This, if you see me at the mall, this is how I'm wearing it. This is it. Simple, easy. I know a lot of people hate the guitar strap. I like it. I think it's way more comfortable. It's this collarbone thing. I think it's far more comfortable for me. So this is how the Speedy 25 can look. And obviously it's a great bag. People love them. And I did not like my canvas 25. I thought it was a little bulky or big on me. I also didn't like the strap. They had this stripe of leather. I just didn't like it. So I'm glad that I went with a leather version. But It's totally up to you and what you're into. So let's now compare this to the Speedy 30. Now, I know a lot of women carry the Speedy 30 every single day, but it's a little big on me, I think. So let's look at the size. While this was 9.8 inches in width, this is 11.8. The Speedy 30 is 11.8. The height of the Speedy 30 is 8.3 and the width is 6.7. So you can see it's a much bigger bag. Now, if I didn't like the Speedy 25, you might be saying, why? Why would you get the Speedy 30? Well, it's the Steven Sprouse, okay? And it might not, the lights are not good at showing you guys this. I don't know if I need to hold up another color to do it, but it is pink, okay? That kind of helps you see. It's pink, but lights reflecting on it make it turn orange. I don't know why. So this is a pretty big bag on me, okay? I carry a pocket organizer, a phone, some glasses, and a Keepall XS. So this is very big. It does squish. Here, let's go ahead. Squishes up a little, but it's not something that I wear out a lot. It's more of a collector's piece for me. But I'm going to show you the newer versions have D-rings on the ends. And for those of you who say, don't put a strap on it, you're not supposed to put a strap. There's nothing in the bag. I'm just going to show people what it looks like. You're not technically supposed to put a strap on these vintage like this because it puts pressure on the handles. But I wanted you to be able to see crossbody what a 30 would look like on someone my height. Now, some girls look really, really cute in it. I don't know how I look in it, but I'm not doing it crossbody. So this is the size 30. It's a big bag. I mean, you can fit everything in here. Someone I saw in a video fit their MacBook in here. But big, big, big bag. And there's a little bag down in there. So it's really up to you to decide, like, do you want one this big? And I know that they have this soft 30s, and I have tried on the soft 30 dark, and it was beautiful. But my husband and the CA were like, it's huge on you. So I'm kind of hoping they come out with a 25. But this is the bag. Let's just hold it up to this to kind of show you the difference. Because I feel like this is kind of big on me. And the 30 is very, very big on me. So and here again is the Speedy 20. Okay. So let's talk about the pricing of the Speedy 30s currently. Okay. If you want the canvas, it starts at $1,980. That is $40 more than the 25. However, they go all the way up to $5,000, depending on if you're getting leather, if you're getting the soft Speedies, if you're getting a trunk. So that's something to keep in mind. Then we're back to the P9 thing again. The P9s start at $12,600 and go up to $38,000. So if you really love the Speedy 30 and you want the P9s or you want the exotics, you're going to spend to get it, right? But that is all of the sizes that I have here. I don't think it's worth going. There is a Keepall 35 if you're interested. It's kind of similar to this size except longer and not as tall. And I'm not going to be in, if I got a Speedy 35, it would be strictly for travel. And I am looking at one in Japan because it's cheaper to buy there. But it's not something I think people would use as a handbag unless maybe you're like 6'2". Maybe it works well on you. It just doesn't for someone that's 5'4". So that is everything I can tell you about these bags. I would love to know what questions you may have if you don't have any of these. If you want to ask me anything, please put comments below. Give me your insights. Tell me what your favorite size bag is. These three sizes right here, if I was going to buy more of something, it would be the Nano, the Speedy 18, and the Keepall XS. Granted, the Keepall 25 limited editions are stunning, but they're big on me. So, and I don't need any more Speedy 20s, I don't think. But I lean towards smaller bags. Smaller bags are my jam. Now, if you're wondering what fits in all of these bags, I am going to link to videos for all of them. What fits for every one of these bags, and I compare them, the Speedy 25 versus the Keepall 25, so you can go see what fits. There's no way I could fit that into this video today, but I wanted you to see them, know the sizes, know the prices, and I'm hoping that that gives you some clarity on which direction you'd want to go if you're going to buy. So last thing I want to say about the pre-loved market. The Speedy 30s you can get for a better price on the pre-loved market, but you want to be looking for damage to the corners, to the handles, and to the interior. The Speedy 25s and the canvas, honestly, the Speedies hold their value pretty darn well, as do the Keepalls. So you can try to find a good deal, but they're not always going to be there. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about these bags. So thank you so much for watching. I know it was a lot of going back and forth, but I'm hoping it's helpful for some of you. And please don't ask me which is best because I don't know how to answer that question. I don't think that one is better than the other. I think they all have their pros and cons. They're equally wonderful. So I don't know how to answer that for you. But thank you for watching. Please come back and see me again. And if you can, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I hope I get to see you in the next video.